Have you seen people posting screenshots of $1,000 per day in revenue, $10,000 per day in revenue, and sometimes even $100,000 per month in revenue just by selling products on Amazon? This makes you wonder sometimes, is it really possible to make that amount of money per day, per week, and per month by just selling products on Amazon without leaving your home? Well, I'm not here to scrutinize or criticize the business model because I've had similar days as well on Amazon. It really depends on what you're selling, how big is the market, and what time of the year are you selling it if it's a seasonal product. So if you ever want to hit those numbers yourself with your Amazon FBA business, the primary question that you need to ask yourself is how big is the market which you are trying to enter? How big is the category or the niche that you are trying to enter? If it's big enough, you can also hit those numbers as well. For example, if the total amount of revenue that your divider category on Amazon makes is $1 million per month, first it signals you that the market is pretty huge. $1 million per month in revenue turnover on Amazon for a certain category of product is huge. So the question that you should be asking yourself is how much of that $1 million of revenue can you bring to your table? How much of that can you take away from the market and put it in your pocket and make the revenue for your business with your product or your version of drawer dividers? So to summarize this, the first variable that you need to think about is the size of the market. Most sellers who start selling on Amazon don't think about this before they venture into the space. But you need to have that vision, you need to have that understanding of the size of the market so that you can set your goals timely and wisely and start hitting them and be realistic about how big can your Amazon FBA product business become. In my recent conversation with Jelena, I asked her this very specific question, and this is what she had to say. When it comes to scaling up, you have to also take into account what is the size of the market. And when it's about Amazon, you might just be focused on what is the size of the market inside of Amazon for a certain product or niche that you're looking at. So if you can take any example, or even if it's not without an example, how would somebody kind of come to that conclusion? Is it just by looking at the data that helium 10 shows up at the top as a total, or is something else? Like how would you define the market size, or at least like make an estimate of the amount of scale that you can achieve even before you start your selling a product?
Yeah, if we're trying to estimate the market size, we will do that through keywords, and search volumes being the most important metric there. Basically, there are different steps that you take in order to verify the idea, and that being said, mostly focusing on the competition side of the doing product research. When you're doing product research, you're estimating the market size and also the competitiveness of the product, and then see if you are strong enough to enter that marketplace. Most recently this year has shown it's like someone withdrew the line between the ones that are doing drop shipping and sellers that are entering the marketplace with big money, investing a lot, just entering e-commerce in general, and Amazon as being one big chunk of e-commerce side of the business. And that being said, when you're trying to estimate the marketplace size, right now Helium 10 is the only tool I would recommend. I think that they have the closest approximate estimates of how much demand there actually is. They're pretty accurate, so that's the only tool I would use.
Right, so before you hear any further, I really wanted to hop in real quick and emphasize on what Jelena really meant. She had a couple of things that I want to re-highlight for you so that you really get the most value out of this video. And this would be a great time for you to hit that thumbs up button so that YouTube understands that you're watching something useful, it is keeping you hooked, and more people like yourself should discover this video. So the first thing that Jelena said is to understand the size of the market by looking at the volume of searches for your relevant keywords on Amazon. For this, the recommended tool that Jelena also uses is Helium 10. The link for Helium 10 with a 50% discount code and a $75 credit would be under this video, so don't forget to check it out before you hop off.
And try to do keyword research. Try to think outside the box. I'm trying to think of some examples. Well, for example, if you from India, so you probably know about ashwagandha supplements. Very popular. It's sourced there, and very popular in the US market, for example. And it's also called, it has different names. It has like 4 or 5 different names, how people over here call it, how it's being sourced, how they call it there. You can search for it through the benefits that it brings to the consumer. You can search for it, for example, through different pain points that it's solving as well. So it's like 4 or 5 different ways how you can find that product when you're doing keyword research, and they're all something
Right.
to keep in mind when you are trying to estimate the demand for the product. And that being said, you should know exactly how many direct consumers you have. For example, how many of them actually are searching for ashwagandha related search terms, and then you know how many customers are aware of your product, but also estimate the ones that are looking for, improve my sleep, supplements to improve energy levels or something like that, that your product can solve, that might or might not even be aware of the product, that you could help them gain not only brand awareness but product awareness, so that they become aware and become a frequent customer. That's one of the examples of supplements. How should you estimate your demand? So if there's a lot of search terms, obviously at least a couple thousand per month, then you know that there's enough demand in one marketplace.
But don't stop with the search volume for your relevant keywords on Amazon. Go a bit further. Try and understand what benefits does your product bring. One example that Jelena discussed was ashwagandha based products. Now, ashwagandha is an ingredient that is primarily sourced from India. It has a lot of benefits. Some of the benefits include improved concentration and higher energy levels. So, anybody who's searching for a concentration improvement supplement on Amazon or an energy improvement supplement on Amazon might also become your customer if your product is based around ashwagandha, right? So you need to think about what benefits your product brings. Try and search for those keywords on Amazon, see what the customer sees. If they seem similar to your product category, if they seem to be overlapping with your product category and product offering, try and understand what kind of search volumes do those search terms bring as well. Because the primary relevant keywords paired with these set of keywords will give you a very good understanding about what is the size of the market really in reality for you. Because something that I can tell you for a fact is that it's usually always bigger than what you think. Alright, so I hope you understood how do you calculate the size of the market. I urge you to do this correctly and spend the most amount of time in understanding the size of the market before you invest any dollars or order any products from suppliers. This is very important because once you understand the size of the market, you will yourself be a lot more confident before you invest that hard-earned money in starting this Amazon FBA business. Now, if you want to learn more about Amazon FBA e-commerce, get some mentorship or guidance for this, feel free to reach out to me on my email or schedule a call with me. The link will be down below and my email address will also be down below in the description. And this would be a great time once again to hit that like button because you've learned something today and I congratulate you for that, and I will see you in the next video. But before you leave or hop off my channel, don't forget to subscribe, turn on that notification bell and check out these 2 amazing videos that I recently posted on the channel. One of them is the entire in-depth discussion with Jelena, discussing the strategies she uses to scale up their clients' accounts on Amazon and the copywriting hacks that she uses to optimize the listing on Amazon for best organic results. That's it for this video, guys. Keep learning, keep rising, and keep hustling hard. Don't stop trying. I'll see you in the next one.